At his campaign headquarters in Buenos Aires, Milei celebrated what he called a turning point for the nation. Surrounded by cheering supporters, he declared that Argentina was finally breaking away from what he described as a century of decline under successive Peronist governments. "Today we begin the construction of a great Argentina," he said, signaling his intention to move full speed ahead with reforms to reduce public spending and overhaul tax and labor systems. With his party and its allies gaining 14 new Senate seats and 64 in the lower house, Milei now has enough legislative support to defend his policies, block impeachment efforts, and keep his ambitious agenda alive. The results also boost his standing ahead of Argentina's 2027 presidential race, positioning him as a likely favorite for re-election. But this election wasn't just watched closely in Argentina. It drew intense attention from Washington and Wall Street as well. Milei's libertarian policies and open admiration for free market economics have earned him strong support from the Trump administration, which has reportedly backed billions of dollars in financial assistance for the country. Analysts say the outcome reassures international investors who had been nervous about Argentina's direction after recent market instability. In the weeks leading up to the vote, the Argentine peso and bonds had plunged amid fears that Milei's reform agenda was losing traction. His victory appears to have restored some confidence, at least for now, that Argentina will continue on its current economic path. The international spotlight also comes with controversy. Reports indicate that Washington had linked new financial support, including a $20 billion currency swap and another $20 billion in loans from private banks, to Milei's performance in these midterms. The arrangement, while not officially confirmed by U.S. officials, added extra pressure on Argentina's leader to deliver a strong result. Now that Milei has done just that, attention turns to how he'll use this renewed mandate. Economists say the next challenge will be balancing his push for deregulation and fiscal cuts with the realities of social unrest and public frustration over high living costs. His administration will likely face mounting pressure to show tangible improvements in jobs, wages, and inflation before the next election cycle begins. Big news from South America. Argentina's President Javier Milei has scored a major political victory that's already making waves across the globe, especially in Washington. The libertarian leader and his party, La Libertad Avanza, swept through key districts in the country's midterm elections, winning over 40% of the national vote, compared to 31% for the Peronist opposition. The result gives Milei a crucial vote of confidence halfway through his term, and strengthens his push for sweeping free market reforms. For many, this election was seen as a referendum on Milei's bold and often controversial economic experiment, one that's aimed at shrinking the government, cutting spending, and reviving a struggling Argentine economy still battling inflation and debt. As Argentina wakes up to a new political landscape, the global reaction is mixed. Optimism from financial markets, caution from social advocates, and curiosity from world leaders who are watching how Milei's experiment unfolds. What happens in Buenos Aires over the next 2 years could serve as a test case for libertarian governance in the modern era. For now, Milei's supporters see his victory as a signal that Argentina is ready for change. While his critics warn that deep spending cuts could come at a heavy cost for ordinary citizens, one thing's for sure: with Washington's eyes firmly on Argentina, this midterm election wasn't just a domestic milestone. It's a moment with potential ripple effects far beyond South America.